Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cozy Corner with Courtney. This is episode 11. I'm your host, Courtney. I knit, and I've got a lot of exciting things to show you today, so let's get right on into it. I should say I also crochet as well. However, I haven't done much crocheting this week. Actually, in the previous episode, episode 10, you'll see me crocheting a scrunchie. I did crochet about 4 more scrunchies that night, and they've all been given away to my daughters who wear them in their hair. And I didn't get any pictures of them, so of the scrunchies themselves, and I'm not really posting my daughters on this channel, so you know, you'll just have to take my word for it on those. But that's basically all I've crocheted. That was the last, I crocheted those, and then I've really just been focusing on my knit works in progress this week. So I guess in no particular order, I will start showing you those. Let's start with this whip, okay? Because I see that as I'm picking it up to show you, I'm seeing that I've got like a drop stitch right here. Okay, it's all done. I might knit on this a little bit while I'm talking to you guys. So this, I know our light is like a little bit funky today. I'm sorry. It's like a little dark in here. Maybe in editing I can put like a filter on it, but I don't like doing too much of that because I do want you guys to be able to see like the colors of the yarn that I'm using. But maybe for today that might help if we just like brighten things up a bit. This, I'm sure some of you probably recognize this yarn, or maybe not, it's okay. I'm holding it double, but it is Bamboo Pop Sock from Universal Yarns, I believe. I always want to say Universal Threads, but that's not it. That's something else from like Target. So this is what I have left of my skein, or my ball, I guess. And how I'm holding it double is I'm using the one strand that comes on the outside of the ball, and then the other strand that comes in the middle, and it's been getting tangled up a lot. Not the best, although I think I knew I had like 5 balls of these that I ordered back in January when I saw that this was on sale. So I've got 5 balls for $25, and I was like, not a bad deal. And I was really thinking about making some garments back then. So I decided to do that now. But being that I had an odd number of balls of yarn, I figured I can, working on this, I know I'm probably not going to use all 5 balls anyways, but being that I had an odd number, I thought I'd try to use like 1 ball at a time instead of holding the, like 1 strand from 2 balls together at once, if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea or not. Like I said, I am getting a little bit tangly. It is getting a little bit tangly in here. So yeah, if you guys have any tips, tricks, or suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. I know a lot of people use a yarn bowl. Keeping up with my original intention for this yarn, which was garment making, I decided to cast on a garment, and that is why I'm holding it double, because the free garment pattern that I'm using is the Seacrest tee by Lillis. And I think I mentioned this tee in like one of my very first YouTube shorts about like free patterns that I wanted to make, and there you go. I'm really excited to have cast this on. Yeah, the fact that it's a DK means that I can, maybe continue to make this pattern just using 2 fingering weight yarns held together. And I'm really excited. This one's just gonna be like kind of, since the Bamboo Pop Sock does have some self-striping going on, I don't know how well you can see it in this light. It does have some self-striping, so I'm not going to be doing like color change striping, if that makes sense. I'm just going to be using the same yarns, or the same like yarn colorway throughout and allowing it to be like kind of self-striping in this kind of like modeled and like variegated way, especially since I'm holding the yarns together. So like if you'll see, I mean, there's not a lot of coordination going on between the two threads that I have. I have one that's green and one that's like variegated, like red, white, and orange right now. And yeah, since this yarn kind of changes colors throughout the ball, like it'll keep kind of doing that. However, you can still see some of the self-striping, which I think is like really, really cool. Yeah, and just really excited. Okay, so again, this is the Seacrest tee, little cast on. Pattern is by Ashley Lillis. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, so you can give it a download, check it out for yourself. It does seem pretty beginner friendly to me. Seems very straightforward, well written, so I would definitely give it a recommend. And the yarn here is Bamboo Pop Sock by Universal Yarns. I'm so excited. Yeah, so also real quick, I want to mention that this has bamboo and cotton in it, so it's a bamboo cotton blend. If any of y'all have a wool allergy, this could be a good alternative. Second whip. Okay, I forgot that this was still a whip actually. So close to being finished on this. Yep, and I think I forgot to mention in the last one, but this, in the last podcast, that this yellow is actually some yarn that I dyed myself back in 2023. It's in the colorway Turmeric, and that's the name of the colorway because that's what I used to dye it. That's kind of how I've been naming the yarns that I dyed by myself in 2023 because I used all household items to dye them. So I have one that's like blackberries, one that's just undyed because I didn't dye it, so it's like white, and that one is down here. So this is undyed, and this is coffee because I used coffee to dye it. And the blackberries one I haven't added to this shawl, but it's like a very soft like purple. Yeah, so turmeric. And up here we've got a sleepover. This is a colorway by the Lemonade Shop yarns. It's on their Mighty Sock base. And this is real close to done, y'all. It's getting real close. We'll see. I think I have about inches wise down the middle, which is how, when I checked the pattern, you are supposed to measure it is down the middle. The pattern is Boneyard Shawl by Stephen West. I call it my Scrappy Boneyard Shawl because I'm using a different colorway, a different scrap colorway in each of these stripes. I wouldn't really call them all scraps, but yeah. And each of these stripes is a different colorway. I wouldn't say each section is completely different. Probably the thickest one is this orange, which is like a section and a half. And that is a colorway by Ridiculous Yarns. Colorway is Pumpkin. It was an Addie Mini. A mini of her Addie sock base. Yeah. I've talked about in like earlier podcasts how much I love these colors here and how they remind me of like me when I was younger, like the colors I would have liked when I was younger. Okay, and I still do love them, they're great. So yeah, it's really coming along. Boneyard Shawl by Stephen West. I'm calling it my Scrappy Boneyard Shawl, and I will link the websites and the Ravelry pages to all of the designers mentioned today down in the description box below. And I'll also link my Ravelry page for like this project and my Dragon Riders Cowl as well, which I'm about to show you. All right, it's still a little bit wet, it's still blocking, But this is my finished object for the week. It is complete. Dragon Riders Cowl by Tanis Gray. Yay. And yes, each of these like CCs, as you can see, the background kind of changes colors. So two of them are from the mystery minis that I ordered from Daisy Stitch Co. in February. It's this one and this one are mystery minis. This red and this yellow are actually Filcolana Arwetta Classic. It's a commercially dyed European brand that I've had in my stash forever, basically, like since 2021. Like my first like yarn purchases, I guess. And the top CC is It Is What It Is, which is a colorway by the Lemonade Shop yarn, or by, yes, the Lemonade Shop yarns. And it is on their Mighty Sock base. The main color, I posted on my Instagram stories about this yesterday. I played Yarn Chicken. Oh my goodness, did I play Yarn Chicken. I wish I still had that scrap to show you. I just had like a little bundle of yarn left. But it's great. The main color is, I believe from, it's like May. Well, if you'll check out my Ravelry page, which is linked in the description below, I'll have that listed and I'll put it up on the screen as well. But the main color I ordered from Hobie also in 2021. And again, I'm so glad I had enough of that main color for this project, because as you'll see, the brown kind of took me all the way from like the bottom of the Celtic symbols to like all the way up top here. And yeah, I'm just really glad, because it's not like enough of a scrap to really, I mean, I could maybe put it into another project, like a, you know, as a cool scrappy like stripe or accent. But yeah, wow, like I used one ball of yarn and now I don't have to like worry about what it's enough for, basically. I don't have to worry if I have enough of it to start a whole other project with, because I know I can't. It'll just be like a nice scrap to be used like someplace else, you know, maybe as an accent. Wow, so that's all I have to show you this week. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end this podcast here. I'll start editing and hopefully I'll get the podcast out later today. I hope you guys have a great Friday tomorrow and a great weekend. See you in the next one. Bye.